Welcome to this explainer. Let's just dive right into it. Have you ever wondered why modern life leaves us feeling so, well, completely exhausted? On the outside, we've got it all, right? More convenience, more access to literally everything than any generation before us. But underneath it all, there's this lingering anxiety, a sense of constant fatigue that just won't quit. Today, we're going to explore a truly fascinating 400-year-old Japanese philosophy that gets right to the root of why this happens, and, more importantly, how you can cure this modern chaos in just a matter of days. Let's put a number on the problem. 300,000. That's actually the number of individual items the average person owns today. Pretty wild, right? Think about that for a second. And look, this isn't an accident. Industries that profit immensely from our endless consumption spend billions, literally billions, in advertising just to keep us accumulating more and more, totally masking the fact that all these possessions are quietly draining our mental clarity. But the real cost here isn't just the money we're dropping on those 300,000 things. It's the time. We spend an estimated 12 hours every single week just cleaning, organizing, moving, and maintaining our stuff. That is half a day, every week, completely swallowed up by the maintenance of our own clutter. So what does this all mean when you zoom out? Well, over an average lifetime, those 12 hours a week stack up to an unbelievable 7 irretrievable years. That's 7 full years of your finite life completely wasted serving things that are supposed to be serving you. Time that could be spent on rest, on leisure, on genuine experiences, is just sort of siphoned away by the objects we surround ourselves with. Which brings us to the ultimate irony of our modern world. You see people living in massive mansions, surrounded by every comfort you could imagine, yet they feel totally trapped in their own homes because their minds are just overloaded by their stuff. But then you contrast that with people living in tiny spaces who own almost nothing, and yet they miss absolutely nothing. They feel completely at peace. Why? Because that heavy weight of visual noise and constant maintenance is just gone. Section 1. Aiko's 10,000 Item Awakening. To really understand how to escape this clutter trap, we're going to look at the story of a woman named Aiko. So Aiko lived in Tokyo and seemingly had the perfect setup. Great job, beautiful apartment, expensive clothes, total comfort. But her mind never turned off. Her exhaustion got so bad, she actually spent a week doing something most of us would never dare to do. She counted everything she owned, piece by piece. The grand total? Over 10,000 items. Talk about a wake-up call. During this whole realization, she stumbled upon a hidden document in a book from her grandfather detailing a 400-year-old philosophy. It hit her so hard that within days, she radically downsized her entire life to just 100 essential items. Section 2, Kanso, the power of simplicity. This secret to Aiko's transformation boils down to 4 specific pillars from that old document. Let's look at the first one. So Kanso is the idea of aggressively removing what's unnecessary so you can focus purely on what actually matters. Think about our Aiko's wardrobe. She didn't just see a closet full of untouched shirts, she saw a daily series of micro-decisions. Choosing, washing, folding, it's a constant energy drain. Kanso is all about completely eliminating that visual and mental noise. And this requires a massive shift in how we think. Usually, we try to solve our clutter by, buying more storage bins and desperately trying to organize our excess. But organizing excess is a trap. It just keeps draining your time. Aiko went the other route, removing the excess. She stopped trying to beautifully organize her chaos and simply got rid of anything that didn't directly support her work, her health, or her daily routine. Section 3. Seijaku, finding inner quietude. Once that physical excess was finally gone, she experienced the incredible second pillar. Seijaku is this profound state of quietness and order that emerges naturally when your surroundings stop screaming for your attention. It's like when your belongings decrease, you literally start seeing empty physical space in your home. And when your eyes finally have an empty space to rest on, your mind gets to remain steady and calm regardless of whatever chaos or noise is happening out in the wider world. And this unlocks a huge psychological benefit. Seijaku creates this vital mental gap, the powerful pause between something happening and your reaction to it. Because Aiko's brain wasn't constantly buzzing with the low-level stress of managing 10,000 items, her choices stopped being on autopilot. Her daily actions became highly intentional. That gap, that's where you actually regain control of your life. Section 4, Motainai, authentic value. Building firmly on that newfound intentionality, we get to the third pillar from her grandfather's notes.
Multi-nai is the practice of using everything to its absolute fullest and deeply respecting your resources so you aren't wasteful. Eiko had a huge light bulb moment here. She realized that by hoarding 10,000 unused things, it was mathematically impossible to give any of them real value. When you store something and never use it, it actually stops being an asset. It just morphs into this heavy, silent burden.
Applying multi-nai gives us super practical steps we can take right now. You fix a broken item instead of instantly one-click replacing it on Amazon. You make sure the everyday tools you own actually do what they're supposed to do. You take meticulous care of just a few things to get the absolute most out of them. And ultimately, you safely keep your money. Making the most of what you have is how you genuinely build wealth. It kills the urge to constantly collect, replacing it with a deep sense of gratitude for what's already serving you. Section 5. Shizen, Natural and Honest Living. This brings us to the final and, honestly, probably the most liberating principle of the 4. Shizen is all about natural living. Having only the things in your life that reflect your true self, totally free from worrying about how you look to other people. For Eiko, this meant facing a tough truth. Her shelves of unread books were just there to make her look well-read to guests, and her designer clothes were just a stressful facade to project success and win societal approval. Think about the mental shift Shizen requires. Keeping up that designer facade means wasting massive amounts of energy, living a life that isn't even really yours. But the moment you drop the need for external approval, you step into an authentic reality. You accept what you actually need, and man, you find this incredible lightness. And that newfound clarity naturally flows right into improving your finances and streamlining your day-to-day life.
Section 6. Reclaiming your 7 lost years. By stripping away the need to impress others and embracing these 4 ancient pillars, Eiko didn't just clean her apartment, she reclaimed her entire life.
And the proof is in the outcomes. Just 6 months after radically paring down to those 100 essential items, Eiko saw undeniable, tangible results. Because her environment wasn't constantly draining her, she had noticeably more energy every single day. She saw massive financial savings. Her sleep quality went through the roof. And most importantly, she finally had the focus to do the things she genuinely loved doing. It proved that simplicity doesn't just feel nice emotionally, it generates immediate, practical peace. Which brings this whole explainer right back to you. Time is the one and only resource in the universe that is completely unrecoverable once it's spent. By simplifying your environment today, you get to avoid blowing 7 entire years of your life just managing unnecessary consumption. You have the total right to decide how your hours are spent. The chaos of modern life, it's completely optional. So as you look around your own space today, I leave you with this question. What will you do with your 7 years?